Are any of the X-ray attacks in Mortal Kombat X actually survivable, or will all of them send you straight to the morgue?
Watching from the sky, a beam of light. I am Electric Eye.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Chamber of the Wraith. My name is Brian, and today we're going to be talking about what's most likely down the turnpike for NetherRealm Studios. Mortal Kombat 11. Yes, that's right. There's been now 10 main series Mortal Kombat games, from Mortal Kombat to Mortal Kombat X, and a few spin-offs here and there, like Special Forces and Mythologies and all of them. But we're mainly going to be talking about what could be coming in the next couple of years, Mortal Kombat 11. I almost said Mortal Kombat 9. That was 7 years ago. Feel old yet? But that aside, there's been some rumors and speculation that I really kind of want to cover first and talk about, like, the difference between rumors and speculation and where I kind of stand on those things. Then I want to talk about a surprising source of information that I feel not a lot of people kind of keep an eye on until it gets brought up by people who do care. And number 3 will mainly be a sort of plot idea that I came up with. This is completely just winging it. I just came up with it for like a few hours ago with a buddy of mine when we were talking about Mortal Kombat 11 speculation and characters and stuff. So we're just going to dive right in and talk rumors first. Rumors and speculations, they've been all over the place since Injustice 2 was starting to wind down with Fighter Pack 3. Even as soon as the Fighter Pack 3 trailer came out, people have started kind of thinking, what could be next for Mortal Kombat 11? Because, you know, for the past 7 or 8 years now, they've been following this pattern of tease to show the development of one game, and then another game with Injustice, and yada, yada, yada. So, they've shown hypothetical rosters, which include new characters, some mechanic ideas that have apparently been leaked. It's way too early, by the way, at least for me, to kind of go, that seems believable. That seems believable, except the thing is that leak came out in December of 2016. There's no way that they would have already had all of this information planned out by then. For crying out loud. I mean, Mortal Kombat X was in development kind of around the time that Injustice 1 ended. So certain pieces of concept art exist from that period of time, including a piece of concept art that shows the ideas for stage transitions in Mortal Kombat X. Now that never happened, but they've been working on that relatively soon afterwards. But I wouldn't say that they have had 40 characters and mechanics and everything planned out in December. I could buy that in like April or May. That could be something worth looking into, but not something that I would keep an eye on. New character ideas, though, like Selena, who was leaked a couple of months ago on Reddit, leaked, again, in quotes, as a Dream Realm character. Now, this wouldn't be the first time that a new realm was introduced to us very recently. Devora is actually from an island realm known as Arnyek, and she's the first and currently only Arnyeki character out there. She is Kaitin, actually. So it wouldn't be surprising if they kind of did that idea. And I've also talked about, actually at length, about another potential new character, Onyx. You can check out that video in the description. We'll get to you in a minute. But yeah, you can check that out because I'm pretty sure that they snuck in a Mortal Kombat 11 character into Injustice 2, which seems really strange to me, but that's my personal opinion. As for speculation, roster speculations like this one are actually quite common now, and they're actually quite interesting. Now, I don't buy this 100%. For example, why the hell is Onaga on the list when this is supposed to be a Deadly Alliance type situation if we're following the whole timeline new sort of thing? Like, this next game should at least take part of Deadly Alliance's story in one way or another, due to the fact that MK9 was Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and MKX was mainly Mortal Kombat 4 in timeline equivalency. So, that aside, So this roster seems pretty interesting and seems kind of likely. A few of those characters I actually do want to talk about eventually. But we're going to be stepping into part 2, the source of things that you may want to keep an eye on in the future for further information about Mortal Kombat characters in the future. Mobile. Specifically the Mortal Kombat X mobile game, which I've been playing for like damn near over 2 years now. So I know a thing or two about this game, so we're going to kind of jump into part 2. Who may be coming, and what is their likelihood? Now, some of you are probably going, why should we give a shit about mobile? I'll try and keep it concise. So, the mobile team at NetherRealm and the console team at NetherRealm are 2 separate teams, but because they share a building, they pass ideas around with each other, obviously, and go to the same developmental meetings and all of this important stuff. Thus, sometimes things get tossed around from one thing to the next. For instance, Static Shock for Injustice 1 was originally only in Injustice 1 Mobile, and he still is, unfortunately. However, as you may know, in Injustice 2, Static almost made the launch roster. Now, why he didn't get pushed aside to be DLC later instead of, let's just say Raiden. I love Raiden, but seriously, that seemed a little bit ridiculous to me. Why he didn't get pushed aside to DLC is beyond me, but Static Shock did almost make it the launch roster of Injustice 2. And he was actually originally developed for Injustice 1. And then you also have the situation with Deadshot. Now, what happened with Deadshot's a little bit interesting, because he was part of a kind of 3-character release, 3-character, 2 of them were already in the game, of Suicide Squad characters. Harley Quinn, Joker, and Deadshot. Because they were, I guess, the most popular characters out of that movie. I like Deadshot the most out of that movie, but, you know, the movie's kind of... But Deadshot was in there, and he had a completely different moveset, completely new super move, and obviously worked well with other Suicide Squad characters, and had all these cool things. A couple weeks later, and remember, this is the last trailer before that, like, 4-month embargo on Injustice 2 information. I guess they had to double down and super develop shit and whatever. We get the Deadshot and Harley Quinn reveal trailer, with Deadshot displaying many of the same moves as he did in the Injustice 1 mobile game, including the exact same super move. Oh, and let's not forget, in Mortal Kombat X Mobile, Kenshi was leaked through screenshots of that game when it was first announced. And some people even got concerned going, is Kenshi gonna be a mobile exclusive character? Of course not! That wouldn't make any sense. Why would you develop all of this stuff for just a mobile character if they weren't going to be eventually released on console? Except that actually already happened once with Injustice 1 Mobile. There is one character that did not make it to Injustice 2, but has a completely original moveset. Killer Croc. So unfortunately there is a little bit of precedent to, oh boy, maybe some characters will be mobile exclusive. But, keep in mind, Killer Croc was developed almost 3 to 4 years after Injustice 1 came out and finished its run. So if let's say Mortal Kombat X Mobile, for instance, got let's just throw a dart at somebody, Darius from Mortal Kombat Deception, you shouldn't worry too much about him, except for the fact that Mortal Kombat X Mobile has gone through an interesting cycle through which you get a bunch of all of the characters from Mortal Kombat X, and then on the 1-year anniversary you get some new variants that are new costumes that are only on the mobile version, like the Day of the Dead Katana, holy crap, that's awesome, and Punk Cassie Cage, as well as a few others, like some alternate, like with cosplay Jackie Briggs, who is one of the more recent characters. You only had like the Scorpion costume, and then like I guess the chrome or the silver costume for Jackie Briggs, her cosplay thing in Mortal Kombat X on console. But in Mortal Kombat X Mobile, you have Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Rain, Tremor, Reptile, and Ermac. So she has all of these colors because, you know, originally everybody was palette swaps. But really, that was really kind of about it until the 2nd-year anniversary, and a little bit before that, when new characters showed up that were not in Mortal Kombat X, but had mainly showed up in Mortal Kombat 9. One of them being Freddy Krueger. The old snickety, welcome to prime time, bitch. That was a terrible Robert Englund impression. I'm sorry, Mr. Englund. But the point is that new characters showed up, mainly from Mortal Kombat 9 being imported. Now, so far there hasn't been any characters that are going to show up in Mortal Kombat 11 League. Like, there isn't to kind of follow through with the leaks for a second, just because they're the only ones that had names. There is no Dominic, there is no Selena, there is no Onyx on the Mortal Kombat X Mobile game yet. But basically, if there is a Mortal Kombat 11 that's being developed, and we get some new characters, and somebody new shows up on Mortal Kombat X Mobile, I will definitely let you guys know, because that will possibly be the first real gameplay of a brand new character from Mortal Kombat 11. But back to those characters that came from Mortal Kombat 9. There's a few of them on there that have a fairly decent likelihood of making it there. But there are some that do not appear in Mortal Kombat X Mobile again yet. So whether they will just take the Mortal Kombat 9 movesets, or just make a few tweaks to it, or make a completely new moveset for these characters if they show up, it's up in the air at the moment, but you never know. So I want to talk about them. Starting with a character that never made it into Mortal Kombat X Mobile.
Shiva.
Now, Shiva, I really doubt is going to make Mortal Kombat 11. Shiva wasn't even in a whole lot of games to begin with. Like, I think she was in Mortal Kombat 3 as a sub-boss. She was in Armageddon and maybe Mortal Kombat Deception and MK9. That's 4 out of the 10 mainline games. So she really doesn't have that high of a likelihood of making it in the game. Plus, she isn't actually all that popular. And popularity is a pretty big thing. That's why you keep seeing Sonya and Jax, and we already talked about you, and Johnny Cage. All of these characters that have been in a bunch of games already who have not yet had a break. Except for maybe until Mortal Kombat 11, again, if the rumors are true, where Sonya or Jax or Johnny Cage or a combination of the three might be out of the game, and their kids step up to take their roles, which would be pretty interesting and kind of makes sense. But that said, there's also worth noting and worth talking about another character who is not in Mortal Kombat X Mobile yet, but is very popular.
Noob Saibot.
Yeah, that's right. You Noob Saibot fans may be getting a bone here, because Noob Saibot, as Noob Saibot, has been around since Mortal Kombat 2, and has appeared in every game since except for Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat X. Those are the only two games where Noob Saibot did not appear in one form or another. In fact, in Mortal Kombat Deception, there was Noob Smoke instead of Noob Saibot. So, my thoughts are quite high that Noob Saibot's going to come back based on his popularity and based on the fact that he is everywhere. Plus, because he hasn't shown up in the mobile game yet, if he does show up in the mobile game, we can keep an eye on him and see if maybe he does show up afterwards, or it's just, well, that's 2 games in a row he's not in here, but at least he's in the mobile game with his MK9 moveset. But, alright, here's the big one. She's already in Mortal Kombat X Mobile. She has a new animation for a Special 2, which is not present in Mortal Kombat 9. And while it is very early and stiff in animation, it's like a prototype of a possible special move or combo ender that she may actually have in Mortal Kombat 11 if she shows up. I'm obviously talking about Jade! You have no idea how many people were mad that Jade did not make Mortal Kombat X. Like, so many people were pissed. And I was kind of along the lines of, why did they cut Jade? I mean, Jade's dead, but death is like, Mortal Kombat's a damn soap opera. Death is just like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to take a weekend off, okay, bye. And then I'm back in the next game or two because people want me back. So Jade has a really good chance of being in Mortal Kombat 11, and she does in fact already have a new move. Granted, all of her other moves are stolen or modified from Mortal Kombat 9 assets, but that second special, the one where she twirls her staff, is brand new. So I'm led to believe that there's a really good chance that she's going to be in the game. Now, one other character who I feel, it's weird, I really, really, really want her to be in the game. I do. She's fantastic. She should have a decent chance of coming back in theory, but the thing is that she hasn't showed up in Mortal Kombat X Mobile yet, and she's only been in one game and one comic book. You already know where I'm going with this. It's
Scarlet.
Scarlet should be coming back in Mortal Kombat 11, I feel, because it just doesn't make any sense. She showed up in one game and just randomly fucked off from Mortal Kombat X for seemingly no reason. So why not bring her back from Mortal Kombat 11? And again, why not have her show up in Mortal Kombat X Mobile to kind of put the carrot out there to see what happens? Why am I fishing? But all of this, I've spent 11 minutes talking about mobile, and I'm pretty sure you guys are sick of me talking about Mortal Kombat X Mobile. So we're gonna kind of move on from that and talk about the last thing that I kind of had a brainstorm about with a buddy of mine. What could be a potential story? Now, I'm not going to interject here. This is just going to be straight narration. So, hope you enjoy. The story would be consisting of 3 perspectives across 4 chapters, hypothetically in this case. One from Earthrealm's point of view, one from Outworld's point of view, and one from the Netherrealm's point of view. Earthrealm is tricked into thinking Outworld is plotting an attack on it. So, Raiden launches an attack on Outworld. With Earthrealm knocking on its door and being quite terrified, Kotal and the Outworld forces would then go and try and negotiate a deal with the Netherrealm, which has the new deadly alliance, Liu Kang and Kitana. They attack Earthrealm, and there's this big, colossal fight that happens, a sort of inter-realm war that goes on for a few chapters. But then, it turns out, Kotal was telling the truth. Kotal did not plan an attack on Earthrealm, and Raiden was fooled. So, who started this clusterfuck? Well, who else but somebody who would benefit from the chaos? Not Kano. Are you kidding me? Kano starting an inter-realm war? Kano's a scavenger. He would take advantage of this war and sell weapons to wherever he wants, but he's not going to actively stir up this situation. No. Who would have the ability and the motive? Havoc. Yeah, that's right. Havoc. Now, Havoc would have been feeding on this chaos for the large portion of the story, hiding in the back. But Havoc now is at high power. And Raiden, has killed a couple of people because Raiden was pissed, and Raiden remember, Dark Raiden is now a thing in Mortal Kombat's current timeline. So Raiden is not going to be holding any bars to any potential threat to the Earthrealm. As a result, now he has to go after Havoc, except Havoc, being fueled by this chaos, is too powerful for him to take on alone. So he has to team up with Kotal Kahn, Liu Kang, and Kitana in order to try and stop Havoc from, causing havoc across the realms. And that would kind of be the basic idea. Now, keep in mind, of course, sorry, very itchy nose. There we go. Keep in mind that this is a wild out there speculation. There's like a 10% chance that this is actually the story of Mortal Kombat 11. But here's the reason why I really like this idea. Not because I came up with it. Frankly, anybody could have come up with this and I would have loved it. But the reason why I like it so much is because, one, we get multiple perspectives from multiple characters, thus potentially involving multiple... We already talked about you. Thus potentially involving so many new characters. We have an Earthrealm or an Outworld perspective, so Ferritor could shine, so Aaron Black could shine, so some new Outworld characters could shine, so Li Mei gets a reason to fight, and then NetherRealm shows up. Now, the NetherRealm itself has never had a story from its real perspective. Outworld kind of has in Mortal Kombat X, with the first few chapters actually taking place in Outworld because, story. But that never happened with the NetherRealm. The closest you would have gotten would have been a visit to the NetherRealm to get Quan Chi to come back. And that's it. The NetherRealm never had its own set of chapters with its own perspective, with its own people. Until, potentially, if this story were actually a thing, where Liu Kang and Kitana are leading the charge, so they need NetherRealm warriors. So they go find Draman, they go find Moloch, they find Noob Saibot, they find all of these NetherRealm affiliated warriors. And, sorry. And from there, that's when they launch their attack on Earthrealm. And then, oh shit, Havoc showed up, and Havoc is freaking crazy. So you have to go take him on. And Havoc is particularly interesting because Havoc is not a very well-known character. He has a small fan base, but he is not actually all that popular. He's really only showed up in the 3D era games like Deception and Armageddon and the Mortal Kombat X comic, where he was actually the main villain. At least for the run that it was, because he had the blood code and he's like, I'm gonna possess everybody and make them crazy blood slaves and all of that stuff. So Havoc being a potential actual 100% thing that may actually happen, at least in this telling of the story that, again, has a 10% chance of being accurate. Please understand. That would be pretty cool, and would be a nice way to introduce a generation of fighters who may have never heard of Havoc, and, well, damn, this guy's cool. At least that's an idea that I've had, and I just kind of wanted to throw this on because it was about characters and about the potential idea that I had. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think and what you want from Mortal Kombat 11. Mechanics, characters, story mode ideas, new modes, something to do with the online, anything at all that you want with Mortal Kombat 11. Let me know. It could be as small as I want Kitana to have I want Scorpion to have a new costume, to I want a complete revamp of the entire roster, and here's what I would want. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video, you liked my speculation and all of that. And as always, DFTBA, keep an eye out at Combo Breaker or in June just before E3, because if Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be a thing, it's going to be announced at either of those two places. See ya!